A new paper from Bank of America shows that they are putting out a stablecoin.
Mhm.
A lot of people on X think that Ripple will help start stablecoin. Let me show you the data I'm looking at and explain everything that's going on between Ripple and Bank of America. Ripple's technology has been used by Bank of America, so it makes sense that they would choose to work with them on stablecoins. So, here is this paper. As of July 16, 2025, Brian Monahan stated that Bank of America is looking into the possibility of launching a stablecoin. He said that the bank has done a lot of work inside the company, but is waiting for clear rules from regulators before putting anything out there to the public. The planned stablecoin would be tied to the US dollar at a rate of 1. It's likely to be backed by cash or short-term bonds, which are easy to get. The coin could help digital payments go through faster, even when they're between countries. Moynihan also said that Bank of America might not be able to handle things on its own. They are instead thinking about teaming up with fintechs and blockchain platforms to help with the technical and legal side. So now we know about the technical and legal side. Who would be the best person to represent Bank of America here? I believe we already know this, right? We know for sure the answer to this question. Oh, wait a second. You got this, right? One of the world's biggest banks is Bank of America. Its addition to the safe coin space proves that digital currencies play a part in modern money. More importantly, it shows that stablecoins are no longer just a crypto-only idea, but are also becoming a normal part of banking. To this point, steady coins have always been used to switch. You can buy and sell different digital assets and understand crypto naturally. It has been our experience over the years that stablecoins can be used for foreign payments. They make it easy and cheap to send money from one place to another, even on the other side of the world. That's why Bank of America wants to make the most of it. I think they will pick Ripple. I'm going to show you some information right now that, makes my point, all right? The Genius Act, which makes this news possible, was just signed into law. It is the first official law in the United States that covers stablecoins. The timing shows that Bank of America is making its plan match up with government policy. Bank of America is not the only company in its field. JP Morgan, Citi, and Goldman Sachs are some of the other big banks that are looking into stablecoins and blockchain-based payment options. Based on what I know, JP Morgan is building their system on Ethereum. I'm not sure about Citi and Goldman. The network that I think Citi is using is the Controlled Liability Network. But this post from Paul Barron says pretty much the same thing. RLUSD link thread. There is a pass between Bank of America and Ripple that goes back to 2019 patents that talk about Ripple's distributed ledger technology for settlement between banks. I also sent some information to the Perplexity guys, and I found all the links. Let's check it out. I checked the document, and of course it's real and up to date in terms of the business. That means it's a real paper. That's why I wanted to make sure that what we were looking at was real. Ripple and Bank of America have also formed a long-term partnership or relationship focused on putting RippleNet and XRP to use as payment and settlement infrastructure, especially when doing business across borders. A lot of patent filings, public comments from the past, and direct membership in RippleNet, a global blockchain payments network based on XRP, show that Bank of America is interested in blockchain and digital assets. In 2025, this relationship is changing as Bank of America works on its own stablecoin plans and Ripple's new depeg stablecoin, RLUSD, is rolled out to the rest of the industry. Okay. XRPs and RippleNet work together, so Bank of America already uses RippleNet for foreign transactions. They use XRP as a bridge currency to make cross-border payments quick and cheap. They've been using the technology for a long time and are already using it. This just makes what we already know stronger. Also, cash on demand. Ripple's on-demand liquidity option has been used by Bank of America, paying bills instantly, cutting costs, and helping business clients with shipping and supply chain finance. So it seems like the biggest clients they have, millionaires, billionaires, or businesses, are the ones who get to use the new technology first. After that has been going on for a while and become more common, they will make it happen for everyone else in the bank. Banks do this that way all the time. There have been claims that Bank of America is using XRP for internal transactions, managing dollars and treasuries, optimizing treasuries, and making sure that global payments are made on time. We already know that it talks about how fast and cheap it is to use XRP. Bank of America has used Ripple's technology in more than 80 patent files. I'd like to ask you a question. 80 inventions based on this piece of information, using the blockchain technology behind Ripple's. Does this sound like something they'll use? Yes. Of course they are. They've put money in it. I'm not sure how much it costs. Let's find out how well it works. How much does it take to get a patent all the way through? There must have been a lot of money spent on this process, since I'm sure lawyers or someone else sent in these claims. Just trying to get a good idea of how much each patent costs, so we can figure out how much money has been spent on this singular task. It might only be a few $100s for each claim, but think about how much the lawyers will charge. Here's the main. Okay, here you go. Okay, this is how much rights cost. Lots and lots of thousands of dollars for care fees, right? A lot of money. There are 10 to 30K for usefulness patents and 2 to 4K for design patents. Because of these patents, they've already put hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars into this relationship. Bank of America spent all this time and money on technology that they aren't going to use. I don't agree with those who say that Bank of America isn't going to use Ripple or XRP. There is already a huge body of information about them doing that. So why wouldn't they pick Ripple for their stablecoin needs? For example, when you start working with a company that has shown time and time again that they can offer you new technology that saves you money, speeds up deals around the world, and makes the whole experience better for your customers. Finally, here is RLUSD, a stablecoin with banking links. Ripple's stablecoin, RLUSD, went live on major exchanges and payment sites in December 2024, with full integration in Ripple's payment solutions. The RLUSD is fully backed, and Melon is one of the main places where the funds are kept. Ripple is adding financial partners like OpenPay, enable minting, burning, and direct treasury operations for businesses to RLUSD to make it more useful. RLUSD is made to work on both the XRP ledger and Ethereum with a focus on wider institutional usage. As of July 2025, sources in the industry point out that RLUSD market cap has grown and that it is used for cross-border payments. Efforts to integrate it are similar to Bank of America's move toward a fully digital finance function. It does talk about how XRP and RLUSD can live together. Together. Hey Sensei, some people have asked. Someone sent me an email not long ago. Wasn't well enough to answer them. For some of these payments, stablecoins are becoming the standard. They asked me if this meant that XRP was no longer useful. That's a great question then. I am glad that you know these questions are being asked. It's fine to ask questions. Talk to people to learn and grow. You're here, so get answers to your questions. My answer is that you need XRP for every transaction that you send RLUSD on. This means that RLUSD lives on Ethereum and the XRP record. 2. They still need XRP as the gas token for any payments on the XRP system for RLUSD. So XRP is a great asset for a bridge, but it's not the best asset for everything a bank does. Some of those things will work best with a stable coin as a payment method. Also, I want you to understand this. They can have Ripple come in and give them the infrastructure. They can do this for any bank in the world if they can do it for Bank of America. Yes? Hold on. How big? What kind of bank is Bank of America? How big is it in the US and around the world? What's on top? I think they're one of the top 2 or 3 banks in the US, which would make them one of the best banks in the world. Let me take a look. I believe JP Morgan is in front of them. Even though SETI is ahead of them, Bank of America is a huge, huge company. So as I said, if Ripple's tech can work for Bank of America, it could work for any of these other banks as well. The reason for this is still being worked out, this bit out here. Yes, I did want to show you. 83 patents. So I did want to show you that Smoke has a lot of paperwork with PayPal and Bank of America. On the bottom is the Ripple settlement system. If you look at the list of Ripple partners, you'll see that Bank of America